Hi, this is Derek Easley for GameFob Network reporting from the Anaheim WonderCon, and I found Celeste Yarnall. How you doing, hon?
I'm fine, Derek. How are you?
Doing really good. Are you having fun at the convention so far?
Well, we just set up. We were kind of late, so far so good. It's always a fun convention. It's great to be here.
Very cool. Now, you go around and you get to meet fans who recognize you for some of your iconic roles. What's been the feedback since we have had the first Star Trek reboot and now the new one coming out, and people coming up to you and reacting based off your work in Star Trek?
Well, it's great because it seems to be filling the gap of a modern mythology. And because of that, it's crossing generational lines. So we have original Star Trek fans who have had children, who have grandchildren, and it's a franchise that just goes on because it's, it's good stuff. It's got a good, strong message, and it's full of hope and equality, and paints a nice future for us.
That's good. It's very well put. I love Star Trek. I'm a big fan myself. Now, I'm also a horror film buff. I produce horror films, and we're doing me and my producing partner over here off camera, we're doing a horror film festival. So I just love that we found you. So tell us about Beasts of Blood. Tell us about some of these great horror films you've done in your resume.
Scream Queens.
Oh, yes, we do. We do.
I think I'm written up in a couple of those Scream Queen books.
Yes.
Well, my first adventure into Scream Queen land was a film called The Beast of Blood, which I did for John Ashley in the Philippines. And recently they did a documentary on the whole Philippine movie industry called Machete Maidens.
Wow.
So I got to reprise a little of that. So that was quite an adventure, doing a film in the Philippines. And from the Philippines, my next Scream Queen adventure was The Velvet Vampire for Roger Corman.
Oh, amazing.
And, it's rather unusual to be a female vampire. So that's my claim to fame, being
you got to cross boundaries there.
Yes.
Yeah. How was it working with Roger Corman?
Roger was wonderful, a fabulous gentleman, and he did something quite unique. He gave a woman a big break as the director of Velvet Vampire. Her name is Stephanie Rothman. So Stephanie and her husband were the producing team, the writing team, as well as the directorial team. And her sensitivity really comes through. I think initially Roger was a little disappointed in the film because it wasn't as hardcore a vampire flick as he would hoped. And it ended up actually being sold and distributed through art houses.
Wow.
And a little piece of trivia that people don't really know offhand is that our cinematographer was the camera operator in Claude Lelouch's A Man and a Woman.
Wow, that's
great.
So
it's beautifully filmed, thank goodness.
So it's an art film, Roger Corman horror.
Right, and that wasn't, what Roger was famous for.
Yeah.
But it's proved the test of time. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but a recent Velvet Vampire Film Festival was held, maybe a couple of years ago, and the only 35 print they could find of Velvet Vampire was in Quentin Tarantino's personal collection. So we screened that film from that can. I was hoping he would come because if he's a fan of the film, you would have thought he might have wanted to.
He was probably filming. I'm sure he loves you guys.
I was hoping that he would have Mother of the Vampire or something for me to do today.
Yeah, Quentin, if you see this video, let's hook Celeste up.
Yeah, old vampires never die.
Exactly.
They just cross generations, I ate raw chicken liver in The Velvet Vampire. And what's really interesting is that segues to my work today with dogs and cats.
Very cool.
Because we feed them raw meat and raw bones. So
what's the benefit of that?
Eating my raw chicken liver in The Velvet Vampire. Well, you have to ask yourself, what did cats flourish on, and wolves and dogs also, for 40 million years? That would be raw meat and raw bones until the pet food company came along and modern veterinary medicine, which messed up their health along with our own. So my function as a holistic healthcare expert, if you will, is to bring back the natural way of doing things And my writing partner on this book, Dr. Jean Hovey, and she's a veterinarian, and we've just been hired by Rodale Press to write a really big holistic dog book. Our 100,000 word first draft deadline is Monday. So my partner is in Colorado putting her blessing on the draft of the new dog book.
Oh, wow.
So we're very excited. I hope you'll interview me after that.
Yeah, that's really big.
Who ever heard of vampires writing holistic healthcare books for dogs and cats unless they ate raw meat? You know, so
that's the connection. Hey, vampires have pets too, you know. We're all animal lovers here.
Yes, our fangs prove it. My fangs were so good they didn't need to put false ones on me. But my husband Nazim, who is a fine artist from London, he and I are producing now, as well as doing some acting, and we've just completed the documentary, I think, of the year, maybe of the decade. It's going to knock everyone's socks off. If I can plug it, it's called Femme, Women Healing the World. I'm interviewed in it. We're producers on the team. 8 of my husband's paintings are featured in it.
Wow.
And some of the notables are Marianne Williamson, Jean Houston, Sharon Stone is our executive producer,
Nice.
Maria Bello's in it, Sharon's in it, cast of very strong,
Great
powerful women who are expanding our global consciousness in order to balance the patriarchy and the matriarchy. And it's not that we're taking over the world. We really want and have earned equality. So that's the first film that's just going to be released. And then the next project is one you're going to love. It's called Unbelievable. And Unbelievable is an airplane type comedy spoof,
Nice.
but it's being cast with as many Star Trek actors as we can find. And I'm talking about the big ones and the guest stars like myself. And it's sci-fi, it's aliens, it's extraterrestrials. It's absolutely brilliant. Nazim is doing the storyboards, a graphic novel, and will launch from Comic-Con in San Diego this summer.
Well, we'd love to give you press on that. We'll do an article on that as well. It's unbelievable. And we can find you at your website, CelesteYarnall.com, and also what's the other one? Is your husband's website underneath there?
My husband's website is Nazim, Nazim artist.com, and we kind of have a catch-all website for one of our holistic passions, which is Moxor. So real easy website to go to for everything is called moxxart.com. And that's what keeps us vampires looking like we haven't aged, right? Right?
Beautiful.
That's Moxor.
Exactly. Very, very much
My
preserved.
anti-aging secret.
Thank you so much for talking to Celeste. It's been a pleasure, and we want to send all our fans and watchers to check out your sites.
Thank you. Live long and prosper.
Bye from WonderCon.